Hello, and thank you for watching. My name is Bradford Roberts, Principal Broker, Founder, and Owner of TR Realty in the Las Vegas area. After watching this video, please be sure to like it as well as subscribe to our YouTube channel. Download the pertinent handouts for this video by clicking the link in the comments below. Now let's get started. This video is entitled Class 4 Seller Excellence, and the segment is entitled Open Houses. It's kind of interesting how things were and will be again, how history repeats itself. That's why I've saved all my skinny ties, and I've never stopped teaching open houses. I know they're very old school, but guess what? Open houses are back, folks. Open houses have always been a vital tool in the toolbox of real estate professionals. Open houses are back. With all the technology, with Zoom and with Zillow and everything we've got going on out there, if you drive around right now, well, as I'm filming this video, we're actually in shutdown and there are no open houses. But other than that, if you drive around recently, you will see more open house signs than you've seen in years. It's because open houses work for real estate professionals. Open houses are all about leads and listings. Yeah, listings. I know that it appears on the surface we do an open house to try to bring a buyer for the house at which we are sitting. But that's not why real estate professionals do open houses. An open house is a vehicle to bring in leads, to bring in prospective buyers, and to attract listings in the area where you're doing an open house. I've gotten many, many listings in my career because of that. I've always believed that open houses should be done on Sunday afternoon specifically. Not only is that the traditional day and time for open houses, but I've seen a lot of agents do open houses at their own convenience, and then they're disappointed with the result. As an example, they'll do an open house on a Wednesday morning when their kid is in school, but chances are other people are at work. So they're really not attracting a lot of traffic to that open house. I like Sundays, and here in Nevada, remember that new car dealerships are closed on Sunday. So Saturday traditionally has been the car shopping day, Sunday has been the real estate shopping day. When I used to do open houses, I always did a 4-hour block of time on Sunday, and whether I chose to do an open house that Sunday was a question of priority. If I had a chance to go on a listing appointment, well, then I'm not going to do an open house. But if I had nothing to do or very little to do, I would then do an open house. I can tell you that I've done open houses in my career where I literally had nobody walk through the door for 4 hours. Well, I was prepared for that. I would bring paperwork or reading material or whatever with me. But I've also done 4-hour blocks of time where I had upwards of 20 unrepresented buyers walk into my open house on one day. Talk about some amazing leads to work on Monday morning. If you're going to do an open house, you should have a plan to invite the neighbors. The reason I say that is because we don't want to upset the neighborhood with, cars blocking driveways and strangers walking around and balloons and flags and that kind of thing. So we want to bring the neighbors in on it. We also know that a lot of people like to live close to their family and close to their friends. So sometimes when we have an opportunity to do an open house, contacting the neighbors is a good thing to do. They might know somebody who's interested in moving to that neighborhood. In fact, you might even think about having a 30 or a 60-minute preview time for the neighbors before you open up the open house to the public. Signage is the number one thing when it comes to open houses. You can go ahead and put your open house online. There's all kinds of websites that will allow you to do that. You could even put it in MLS. In my opinion, signs are going to drive more traffic to an open house than anything else. TR Realty has lots of open house signs that you can borrow at no charge. We try to keep an inventory of open house signs at all of our branch locations. Obviously, if the sign is lost or stolen, you would be obligated to replace it. But having lots of signs at the major intersections around the property, that is going to be what drives traffic in. And we want to make sure that we're using arrows or we're using some sort of a color coordinated system or balloons or something so that people can find their way from that major intersection down into that little subdivision or side street or wherever your open house is. I want to talk about how critical it is to focus on safety during an open house. I believe a real estate agent should never do an open house by themselves. A lot of real estate agents will invite another agent to come and do the open house. I'll tell you why I don't like that. Number one, any lead that walks through the door, you now have to share that with another real estate person. So it's going to divide your potential in half. Another reason is if you choose the right partner to do an open house, you can actually support each other. And my preferred partner for an open house is a lender. So if you have a lender on site with you, not only are they not competing with you or sharing in your leads, but they're actually able to pre-qualify or even pre-approve buyers. So now that one lead becomes viable for you and for them, and they're providing a valuable service to you as well. Safety is really something that you should focus on. We don't bring purses, we don't bring wallets. We're always careful to hide things like cell phones and car keys. You don't know, you could have 2 hours of absolutely nobody there, and then all of a sudden you could get 4 groups of people coming through at the same time. You can't keep track of where everybody is. My system for this was to work with a mortgage broker who acted as my traffic director. And if I was in the open house without a customer, without an open house viewer, when somebody came, I would tour them through the house, and the mortgage broker would stay by the entrance. And that way, if somebody else showed up while I was in the backyard or upstairs or whatever, he would actually hold those people right there at the entrance until I finished my tour with the first group. And then often we would exchange. He would talk to them about financing while I would take that second group through the property. But we don't want a situation where people are just coming in and scattering around the property. Not only is it bad and dangerous for you, but it is also dangerous for the homeowner. Somebody can unlock a side door, they can unlock a window, they could slip into the bathroom, and they could maybe, steal some prescription medication, or that kind of thing. So we want to make sure that we control our traffic. That is absolutely part of safety. Anything valuable like a laptop computer, that kind of thing should be kept outside in your vehicle and should be locked. I believe that your vehicle should have signs as well. We should have yard signs, vehicle signs. We should have a name badge and plenty of open house signs to direct people. That is also, folks, how we get listings in that community. On the TR Realty password protected page on our website, we do have something called an open house guest book, which you're more than welcome to print out and use as a sign-in sheet. Because remember, open houses are about leads. So when somebody comes, we don't want to just show them through the house like we're providing an information service. We want something from them. We want their name, we want their phone number, we want their email address, we might even want their social media. So make sure everybody signs in before you give them a tour of the property. Here's a little real estate strategy I want to share with you. This is something that I talked about in an earlier video segment here in Class 4, and that is how important it is to get a consent to act signed by the seller before you do an open house if you are the listing agent. So what we're hoping for at an open house is lots of people to come in who are not represented by other real estate professionals. That would mean we are hoping to represent them. If you're the listing agent, you're already representing the seller, and now a consent to act is going to be required. This is an area where the vast majority of real estate agents fall short. But if you have already seen my segment, Class 4 segment on seller paperwork, you know that I endorse getting that consent to act signed as part of your listing presentation. This is why. Because if you're going to do an open house and a buyer walks in unrepresented, I want you to represent them, and that, of course, legally requires that consent to act. I often get asked by my associates, Can we do an open house for another company? Can we allow another company to come and do our open house? Well, we do allow our associates to do an open house that is listed by another company. If that other company is willing to let us go there, set up, do an open house, that's terrific. However, we do not allow agents who are not licensed with us to do our open houses. If they are with a company and they don't have any open houses over there, then maybe they've chosen the wrong company. But TR listings are only opened by TR agents. I would like to thank you for watching this video. I hope it was informative for you. If you are licensed with another brokerage in Southern Nevada and would like to talk with me, please text me or visit our website. See you next time.